Layla's eyes widen as she reads the message, her chest tightening. The words cut deeper than any insult, her trusted friend laughing at her dream. The room feels smaller, the air heavier. But in that sting of betrayal, something awakens, a fierce, unshakable fire daring her to prove him wrong. The camera lingers on Layla's face, illuminated by the soft glow of a desk lamp. Her pencil scratches across paper, filling page after page with bold ideas, plans for a future no one else seems to believe in. Far round her, notebooks pile high, pens scattered like fragments of her restless mind. Her eyes burn with determination, yet shadows of doubt linger, reminders of voices that laughed, whispered, and dismissed her dreams. Most piercing is the memory of her friend's mocking words echoing in the quiet room. He had once been a source of encouragement, but now his disbelief feels like a weight pressing against her chest. Still, she keeps going. Every stroke on the page, every calculation, every note she jots down is an act of defiance. This late-night ritual isn't just work. It's a promise to herself. She will rise no matter who doubts her, no matter the cost. The scene shifts to a crowded cafe, the hum of conversation blending with the clatter of cups and plates. Layla sits across from her friend, her notebook. Open, ideas spilling onto the pages. She speaks passionately, her voice trembling with excitement and hope, but he leans back, smirking, a flicker of amusement in his eyes. "Do you really think that will work?" he asks, voice dripping with doubt. Laughter escapes him, not cruel but dismissive enough to wound. Layla freezes, the words hitting her like a cold gust of wind. This was the friend she confided in, the one she trusted to cheer her on. Now he's the mirror reflecting her insecurities back at her. The tension is palpable. Plates pushed aside, conversations around them fading into background noise. Layla feels the bond they once shared shatter quietly but irreversibly. She stares at him, realizing something profound. Respect isn't freely given. It must be earned, step by painstaking step. And if she wants it, from him or the world, she'll have to fight for it. Layla walks into a small, sterile office, her heart racing, clutching her carefully prepared pitch. She smiles politely at the investors, hoping her passion will shine through. But as she speaks, a ripple of whispers spreads across the room. Eyes dart to one another, lips curl into smirks, and laughter, quiet, dismissive, cutting, fills the corners. She feels it pierce through her, sharper than any words her friend had thrown at her before. Scene after scene repeats itself. A conference room door closes in her face, a hand waves her off at another meeting. Emails arrive with polite but firm rejections. Every no stacks like bricks, building a wall between her and the dream she's desperate to reach. And always in the back of her mind his laughter echoes. The friend who once promised support, now a ghost of doubt haunting every step. His disbelief becomes a silent companion, sometimes cruel, sometimes motivating. Yet Layla doesn't stop. She walks home through rainy streets, notebook pressed to her chest, soaking in the cold, letting it fuel something deep inside. Every rejection sharpens her resolve. Every skeptical glance becomes a spark she hides carefully, nurturing a fire. No laughter can extinguish. The camera pans across a cramped, dimly lit apartment. Empty takeout containers and scattered bills litter the small kitchen table. Layla sits hunched over, slurping instant noodles, her eyes locked on the laptop screen. Fingers tap relentlessly on the keyboard, plotting the next steps for her dream. Fatigue drapes over her like a heavy blanket. She has given up comfort, sleepy nights traded for restless hours, simple meals for endless work. Every sacrifice bites at her, yet she knows it's necessary. Her friend's mocking words still echo in her mind, a constant, painful reminder. That sting fuels her obsession, pushing her forward when the world seems to push back. She stretches, rubbing her aching back, scanning rejection emails yet again. Each no is a shadow, each unpaid bill a reminder of the uphill battle, but none of it breaks her. Instead, it hardens her resolve, forging a quiet, relentless determination. In the dim light, Layla sketches new plans on crumpled notebook pages, eyes burning with ambition and defiance. Poverty is not her cage. It's the fire that drives her forward. And the friend who doubted her? He has no idea how unstoppable she is becoming. The rumble of the subway fills the cramped car as Layla clutches her bag, notebooks tucked under her arm. Around her, strangers drift in their own worlds, oblivious to her struggle. Then, a voice cuts through the monotony. A seasoned entrepreneur speaking on the phone, describing a problem in the market, a gap no one else seems to see. Layla leans closer, heart pounding. Words click into place in her mind like pieces of a puzzle she hadn't known were missing. Her eyes widen as realization hits. This is the niche she's been searching for, the idea that could finally turn her scattered plans into something tangible, something undeniable. And in that moment, the echo of her friend's mocking laughter flashes across her memory. But instead of pain, it fuels her clarity. The doubt that once weighed her down transforms into focus, a quiet determination burning brighter than ever. She knows exactly where to start, and for the first time in months, the path forward feels unmistakably clear. Layla stands at the threshold of her tiny apartment, keys in hand, heart pounding. Today is the day she quits her part-time job, trading the security of a paycheck for the uncertainty of her dream. The office door closes behind her with a soft click, but the sound echoes like a liberation bell in her chest. Back home, she pulls out her meager savings, counting each bill carefully before transferring it to fund a small prototype. Every coin represents a risk, a sacrifice, a leap into the unknown. Her hands shake with a mix of fear and exhilaration, yet there's no turning back. Across town, her friend hears of her decision and scoffs, dismissive and condescending, just as he always was. But this time, his disbelief doesn't wound her. It steels her. Each mocking word becomes fuel, each smirk a reminder that respect must be earned, not given. Late into the night, Layla sketches, builds, and refines, the soft glow of her desk lamp reflecting determination in her eyes. 4. The first time, doubt is no longer the enemy. It's the spark that keeps her moving forward. The camera follows Layla through a blur of sleepless nights. Her fingers fly across the keyboard, coding features she's only dreamed of, while sketches and sticky notes cover every surface around her. Coffee cups pile up like small monuments to her obsession, and the hum of her laptop becomes a lullaby for relentless ambition. She pitches to anyone who will listen, small investors, local entrepreneurs, even strangers on the street. Each maybe or polite nod feels like a victory, however tiny. In quiet moments, she revisits rejection emails, but now they don't sting as sharply. Instead, they remind her how far she's come. Then, a breakthrough. A small social media influencer discovers her product, posting a glowing review. Notifications flood in, and Layla's chest tightens with excitement. A tiny win, but enough to make every sleepless night worth it. From a distance, the friend who once laughed watches her rise, unable to ignore the momentum she's building. There's no scoffing this time, only a flicker of surprise, maybe even respect. And Layla, she doesn't look back. The fire inside her burns hotter, fueled by every obstacle overcome, every small victory stacking towards something unstoppable. 2. Trade show floor buzzes with energy. A sea of people moving between booths, voices overlapping in a symphony of business chatter. Layla stands at the center of her small booth, her prototype displayed with care and precision. She greets each visitor with confidence, explaining her vision with clarity that only months of relentless work could forge. Crowds begin to gather. Attendees lean in, intrigued by her innovation, nodding in approval, asking questions, snapping photos. Applause erupts when she demonstrates a key feature, and for the first time, the respect she's been chasing is tangible. Her face glows, not just with pride, but with the satisfaction of hard-earned validation. At the edge of the crowd, her friend lingers, arms crossed, watching silently. His earlier laughter, his doubts, his scoffs, all of it is replaced by a flicker of regret. He sees what he missed, what he underestimated, but Layla doesn't notice him. She keeps moving forward, fully absorbed in the energy around her, unshaken by the past. The montage of her journey flashes in her mind, late, nights, rejection, tiny victories, all culminating in this moment. Recognition isn't just external applause, it's the quiet acknowledgement that she's finally proving her worth to herself, and no one else's opinion can dim that light. The thrill of success vanishes in an instant. Layla stares at her laptop, emails flooding in. A shipping error has ruined her first big order. Panic coils in her stomach, frustration grips her chest, and sleepless nights return like old ghosts. Boxes of carefully prepared products sit in a warehouse, misplaced, delayed, lost. Her mind races, replaying every decision. Every small victory now feels fragile, hanging by a thread. Doubt creeps in, cold and relentless, whispering that maybe she's not ready. Hours stretch endlessly. Frantic calls, problem-solving, gnawing fear of failure. Then, her friend drops a sarcastic remark, echoing the laughter that haunted her early dreams. For a moment, the sting is sharp, almost unbearable. But something has changed. Layla clenches her jaw, letting frustration fuel her instead of breaking her. Every setback is a challenge, every doubt a test. Real strength isn't avoiding failure, Sep. It's rising stronger after it, and she is ready. The air in Layla's apartment feels electric, charged with possibility. After the crushing setback, she refuses to surrender. Poring over notes, she rethinks every process, every delivery, every step that led to the mistake. Her eyes narrow as an idea forms, a smarter, more efficient way to manage orders and reach customers. It's risky, but the spark of hope refuses to be ignored. Days blur into nights. She tests the new strategy relentlessly, tweaking, refining, and perfecting. Slowly, the tide begins to turn. Orders that once felt impossible now flow steadily. Notifications ping one after another, each a small victory building momentum. Then, the media takes notice. Articles feature her story, highlighting her resilience, her creativity, and the grit that carried her through doubt and failure. Interviews, photos, and features spread her name far beyond the local crowd, turning whispers of recognition into waves of admiration. At the edge of the coverage, her friend watches silently, unable to hide his surprise. The laughter, the scoffs, the doubts, all meaningless now. Respect isn't given, he realizes. It's earned step by step through persistence and courage. And Layla? She keeps rising, unstoppable, fully in command of her destiny. The lights dim as Layla steps into the grand conference hall. Hundreds of eyes turn toward her, a sea of anticipation and curiosity. The hum of whispers fades, replaced by a weighty silence, as if the entire room is holding its breath. She stands tall at the podium, her hands steady, heart racing with the culmination of years of sacrifice, rejection, and relentless effort. As she begins to speak, flashbacks flicker across the screen. The cafe where her friend mocked her. Dreams. The countless investors who laughed. The late nights in her tiny apartment with instant noodles and scattered bills. Every setback, every doubt, every mocking word now fuels the rhythm of her speech. Each sentence carries weight. Each idea ignites the audience's imagination, and every glance at the crowd reveals admiration and respect blossoming in real time. At the edge of the hall, her friend sits silently, eyes wide with astonishment. The laughter, the scoffs, the disbelief, all gone. He applauds, but this time the power is no longer in his hands. Layla commands the stage, the room, and her own destiny. The applause rises like a tidal wave, and for the first time she fully embraces the reverence she has fought to earn. Unshakable, unstoppable, undeniable, she has arrived. The camera focuses on Layla's hands, firm and confident, as she shakes. Hands with industry leaders. Each handshake carries weight, a silent acknowledgement of the battles she fought, the sacrifices she made, and the vision she refused to abandon. Her eyes gleam with quiet pride, reflecting not just success, but the journey that led her here. Around her, people congratulate her, exchanging smiles and nods of respect. The room buzzes with admiration, but Layla remains grounded, aware that every moment of triumph was earned through persistence, resilience, and an unwavering belief in herself. From the corner, her friend approaches, tentative, unsure how to step into this new reality. He watches her closely, perhaps hoping for a flicker of the old insecurity he once mocked. But Layla meets his gaze with a calm, polite smile. There's no bitterness, no gloating, only the serene confidence of someone who knows her worth isn't defined by anyone else. Her journey was hers alone. Every sleepless night, every rejection, every tiny victory built a foundation no one could shake. Respect wasn't given. It was earned. And Layla earned it, fully, undeniably, and forever. The camera lingers on Layla, standing at the edge of a sunlit rooftop, the city stretching endlessly before her. Wind lifts her hair, her eyes fixed on the horizon, steady and unwavering. Every challenge, every setback, every mocking word from the past has led to this moment of quiet triumph. A voiceover begins, calm yet powerful. Rejection isn't a wall. It's a spark. Every no you face, every doubt thrown at you can ignite something greater. Respect isn't given, it's earned step by step through courage, persistence, and belief in yourself. The scene shifts to glimpses of her journey. Late nights, abandoned doubts, tiny victories building into triumphs, reminding viewers that the fire was always within her, waiting to be claimed. Layla smiles, a serene, unstoppable force, knowing her path is hers alone. The voiceover continues, your fire is waiting to rise. The screen fades to black, a final call. Subscribe and begin your own journey toward respect, strength, and undeniable success.